My name is Estevan Delgado, and I am the program manager for the Hispanic Impact Fund at the Austin Community Foundation. Our mission is to be able to build a thriving Central Texas and to advance Latino futures. And we do that through three strategic impact areas currently. First is early childhood education. The second is health and wellness. And the third is job skills and entrepreneurship. We have about 150 members in our giving circle, and we've been around since 2017, which has been really exciting to be able to see us grow and expand our network since then, and we have a really unique model. We're started by two of our board members that really wanted to flip and democratize and change the face of philanthropy. We've had a women's fund for the past 10 years, and our two board members were like, hey, I think, Latinos make up close to 35% of Austin. We need a Latino giving circle at the Community Foundation. And so they were able to secure some initial seed funding from a number of different organizations in the Austin area. And then we were able to use that for programming. And then we were able to use that to go out and get a strategy to be able to bring individuals on board. So our giving circle not only brings together individuals in the community, but also brings in corporations on board. And so for the first 2 years that we've been able to kind of do our model, we were granting out fundraising and granting out about $180,000 a year. Last year during the pandemic, we did $225 during our normal grant cycle, $70,000 during a rapid response period right after the pandemic. So $305,000 in general last year. And then this year, we're going to be granting out our $1 million, which means that we are raising and granting out $350,000. And so we wouldn't be able to do this without community, but also without being data informed. This has been a testament not only to our success, but how I think people are also saying, oh my gosh, you guys are building something so amazing over there. We want to be a part of it too. And I think the way that our members really kind of think about the grantees is, and this kind of goes back to this past year with the pandemic, is really kind of thinking about how do we make philanthropy better? There is so much red tape in philanthropy, and we need to make philanthropy a space that is more equitable. And so one of the things that we did this past year, like right after the pandemic struck, and we knew that Latinos, not only in Austin, but across the nation, were going to be hit the hardest, is said, we need to get dollars out. We're not in a grant cycle, but we need to get dollars out yesterday. And so we looked in the bank and we saw that we had about $70,000 in reserves. And we said, we've worked with about close to 10 organizations to date. Let's grant to all of those organizations again. Let's get $5,000 to $10,000 out to each of them, unrestricted. And we had never given out unrestricted grants before, but we took it, to the steering committee, and we said, hey, if now's a time to start rethinking our practices, like now's the time. It helped us start the conversation at the Community Foundation, right? Because the Giving Circle, the Hispanic Impact Fund, is situated under the Community Foundation. Helped us be able to start the conversation at the Community Foundation, which then helped start the conversation in Austin in general about, what does it look like just to give unrestricted dollars to nonprofits, to grantees in general. And I think it's just opened the door to being a more responsive funder in general. Like, I pick up the phone and try to call and have open conversations with the organizations, right? The people that we fund, right? In general, just be like, how are your people doing, right? What do the people need? And it's just caused better relationships. We can be much more responsive. I think we've really shown that we want to be not only a pillar in the community, but we want to be responsive and better citizens in the Latino community as we find our place at the kind of end of our fourth year of doing this great and amazing work. We are at a really interesting point, I think, at the growth of not only the Hispanic Impact Fund, but also the Community Foundation in general. We've been doing great work, and I'm so honored to be part of this team that has really grown together. I mean, how can you not grow together during this immense time? We've been incorporating not only equity into the work that we're doing in the fund, but at the foundation. And I've just been so honored And I think there's just such an amount of privilege to be able to wake up every morning and do this work. It makes me so happy. If I had a crystal ball, I would love to see us be at, $400,000 or $500,000 in grant making a year. But, at the same time, I would just love to see us be in a spot where we, have a potential maybe even for an endowment. Wouldn't that be cool? So I think the sky's the limit. And I think since we're in a place now where we've proven that we really are a sustainable model, we have some opportunity to really think strategically about what that long-term path looks like. And I'm excited to get to work on that.